take off your uniform? Are you afraid of police?
I have a question for you. You're white and you're telling this to two black police officers.
Yeah.
Do you see the problem with that a little bit?
No, I don't, because you know what? Just because I'm white and I haven't experienced racism myself doesn't mean I can't fight for justice. They're a part of the system. They're a part of the problem. Just because they're black doesn't mean they're not a part of the problem. I'm allowed to say this to whoever. Because I'm white, racism is a white person's problem.
Yep.
Racism is my problem. I need to fix it. That's why I'm here talking to all of them. Black, white, fucking brown, purple, I don't what you think.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Weekend Woke Up Show. I am Adam AF. Joining me this weekend, we have the wonderful and amazing Skits comic crew.
Woo! Man, it's awesome here in the morning! Saturday morning cartoons are here! Oh,
Yes.
there's no cartoon.
Bringing the hype. God, you guys always have so much energy so early in the morning. I fucking love it. We also have, I don't know how you're going to follow that up. We've got Alberto Martinez from Elasmat Films and Comics.
That first minute was a fucking mindfuck right now. I was like, what did I just watch?
Yeah, nice intro, right?
I didn't even to digest that. I was like, I'm like this right now. Like
Like the dog, like, what? What's
Yeah.
going on?
and I was praising Skis Comics positive energy, but then that happened. I'm like, huh.
We'll give you some more.
Yeah,
Bring it. Yes, there we go.
I like
Nice.
the roller coaster of emotions. You know, we start with an outrageous video of a probably privileged white girl yelling at black police officers about them being racist because they're black police officers. And then we get the Skits comic crew that just comes in with bang.
Boom!
Mixing it up, mixing it
I love
up.
it.
Keep it.
Help me.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everybody. Hail to the chat. Thank you guys for joining us. We have Kino Subway hanging out with us. Good morning to you, Chris Evans. We got Drew, a.k.a. Mr. E. We got Captain F-Head. Captain Fuckhead. What's happening, fuckers? What's up, Fuckhead? Still the best name in CG, I swear to God. We got Samir Razivi. What's up, brother? Good to have you here. We also have Verse Films Productions. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. We have a great show in store for you today. As you can see, my co-hosts are not out of bed yet. I'm not sure where they're at, but we are going to press on without them. We're going to have a good time. We're going to look at some great campaigns and hopefully make you guys laugh a little bit.
Sweet.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Make it smooth.
Break it up.
I love it.
Y'all know that song. Wiggle it.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, yeah.
a little bit.
My childhood
I'll
confirmed.
You can tell you're an actress. You're just all about the energy. You just bust out into song and just you have such a good time. I feel like most mainstream actors and actresses though are not having a good time. Not like you. They just always seem so drab and really depressing.
Because it's hard getting all that money every
It
day.
is.
When
Is
you
it?
don't get money, you
Yeah.
like, woo!
Yeah, that's what it is. So they got a lot of money and they feel bad about it. They're like, oh.
No,
I
they don't feel
I
bad
did
at
that.
all. But
Well,
they
no,
got a lot
in
of money. They're
public-
like,
in
oh,
public, they're like, oh.
another
Oh,
residual.
oh.
Really? Oh my
But
God.
in real life, they got that big old cigar. They're like, woo, puff, puff. And they're just like loving life.
Yes.
But in front of the TV, when they're talking to regular people, they gotta be like, oh, it's just a hard time for everybody.
Man, it honestly just makes me kind of hate celebrities. Honestly, like a lot.
On my D list that I'm on. No, I mean, I just was raised to love life. I mean, God gave me some breath this morning, so I'm going to live it. And yeah, I mean, what am I going to complain about? You know? I have
Yeah,
nothing to
man.
complain
We're on
about,
the show with you. I mean, there's nothing to complain about.
right?
Well, thank you guys very much.
I don't have the twirl, but I'll give you the twirl this way. I'll give you the twirl.
Yeah.
There you go.
Where's my rally towel, man? I need my rally towel.
Yeah, get your rally towel out, man. You know, Subway says Simp fell asleep. Oh, he's not going to hear the end of this. No, he is not. We also got Lothar D has joined us. Hail, Lothar D. Thank you and good morning to you. Oh man, I don't even know where to start. This has just been such a week. And first of all, I want to apologize, Karshena, because I'm not dragging you into any kind of racist talk.
You apologize for mispronouncing my name? Is that what you're doing?
Yes, again. I
Grammar Nazi.
Yeah, grammar Nazi. I can't get it right. And I'm just saying, I'm not trying to drag you into any kind of racist talk because you're a black woman, but that's just what everybody is talking about these days, it seems like. So I want to apologize before we even start talking about any of it, because I'm not talking about it because I have a black woman on the show. I would have been talking about it anyway. Does that make sense?
Well, it's okay because Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has come out and said that because of my small percentage of blackness, I am fully black, so I'm marginalized too. So there's balance now. You have not brought balance to the force. So you should.
Oh, excellent.
Diversity.
Two things can be right at the same time, so it's okay.
That's true too. That's very true. We have quite the diverse panel. Look, for a bigot like myself, I mean, I think I'm doing pretty well here.
And it's Karshena. With a kiss.
Karshena.
Don't do the kiss, Adam. Don't do the kiss.
Don't do it. Yeah. I felt weird as soon as I started doing it. I was like, this is going to be a mistake.
Don't do it. Listen to your gut, man. Don't do it.
Listen to my husband.
Listen to the chat.
Captain F-Head says, I need another spade. I'm going to leave that alone.
Call a spade a spade. Okay.
I'm going to leave that one alone. Okay, so I feel like the big story until this morning, but this is what I had to start with. So that's what I think we're just going to keep going. The whole Bubba Wallace situation. Did you guys see, you guys are from the South. You guys are NASCAR fans, right?
We're from the Daytona of NASCAR. So
I was born and raised in Daytona. I've been going to the NASCAR races since '79 was my first race.
I've been to a few,
but I haven't paid attention to NASCAR in years.
I've been to a few, being from Jacksonville, so not too far from where he was, and then I did some marketing for another company that had the NASCAR racers in there, so I know some of them well. Actually, I
know a lot of the old race car drivers. I mean, I've met Richard Petty probably a half a dozen times. He almost ran me over one time, to be perfectly honest with you.
Wait, is that funny?
Dude, it's like, I feel like that's an honor.
Well, at the time, my dad was working at the Speedway, and it was a practice session, and I just happened to go to work with him that day. And I was walking from one garage to another, and Richard Petty came out and almost took me out. So it was just one of those things, wrong place, wrong time. My dad had to grab me out of the way real quick. He didn't stop or nothing. He just kept on going.
Did you say, autograph?
But
I think I've just thrown myself on the hood of his car.
Well, I was only about 8 or 9 years old. I don't think I could have jumped that high at the time.
Okay.
So I was a little fella at the time. But no, I spent a lot of time at the races, and I always loved racing. But years ago, they changed up the cars and the way the racing is done. And to me, it completely killed the sport. So I just stopped watching, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, I haven't really paid attention to NASCAR in quite a few years, so much so that I had no idea who Bubba Wallace was, I know who he is now, but I had no clue who he was, and I seen this whole story come out of the noose being found in his car garage. I thought Bubba was a white man. I was like,
a name like Bubba? Now stereotyping.
I know, right?
He is from Alabama, so Bubba Wallace is from Alabama.
You got Bubba, you got Jethro, you got all the names. And yes, you think that it's the opposite, but you're like, oh, Okay.
I mean, I saw the story and I was like, oh, well, this is terrible. But the FBI said that it was just a misunderstanding, and whatever the noose was, it was the pull tie for the garage door.
For the garage door, yeah.
Yeah, and I've been to them garages. They put balls on the garage door, pulleys. They do all sorts of stuff, and they had video footage of it being there like a year earlier. But you know, I will say that it was probably just a big misunderstanding, and because of all the tension going on right now, he probably took it personal, and you know, it's a shame. But I don't know enough about it to say anything more than that. Let's just put it to you that way.
However, I am under the assumption is that he was not the one who found it. It was someone in his stall that showed it to him, which makes it more even controversial because he's not even paying attention to it. So if you're in a stall and you didn't see it as you're pulling out, but someone else saw it, it's not a regular pulley because they showed all the rest of the stalls in conjunction with his. And there is something that's a little bit different in the tying method. Now, I don't know how you tie your shoes, if you loop-de-loop, if you go under the bridge, or however you tie your shoes. But sometimes when you tie your shoe, you don't have to make a little wraparound.
Well,
sailor's knot.
Well, the big deal is it had already been there for a year or two. You know, they have video footage of it. So it wasn't like it was done for him. It had already been there for a while. And so.
But it is ironic that it just happened to be there. And after, you know, someone noticed it for him. So it wasn't him that noticed collide
it. Sometimes, and sometimes it's just a mistake and it's just coincidence. And I think it was one of those. But because of all the heated thing, everyone got a little upset. But the FBI came in and like within 2 days, we're just like, yeah, this is just a misunderstanding.
But then the FBI can also be wrong. Two things can be right at the same time.
It can be, but they usually, on something big like that, they wouldn't just shut it. And also, all the NASCAR drivers are all, you know, blowing up and big and getting behind them, you know, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Real nice guys, you know, they're just real good, honest, and most of them are just Christian boys just trying to do the best they can.
Except for that one that really did call out the N-word while he was playing video games with his little video friends, except for him. Sorry.
Ooh, did that happen?
That was.
And he was Asian American.
Yeah, he was an Asian guy. Yeah, that's right.
See, that just shows that anybody can be racist.
Mm-hmm.
That is correct.
That is correct. 100% correct. Anyone can be racist.
But what it's also shown is that, unfortunately, because of the history and or the taint, I would say, that's around NASCAR of not being an everyman sport, it went the taints. It just went to another level because of that.
Yeah.
You know?
I just think it all got blown out of proportion, and it's sad.
I think something was to it, but I think they've dealt with it, and
it got dealt with, and it's sad now too. I mean, he's going to be known as like the Jesse Smollett of the NASCAR industry, which is just a shame.
No,
but like,
it's not that he didn't do anything. He
didn't do anything wrong, but he's been. But I'm just saying the way people are going to. I've been seeing all the memes, and that's what's been coming out, and it's a shame.
But but that's the shameful part, is that if something actually really did occur, then people take it to, oh, well, now it's just the Jesse Smollett. That's not him. So
Jesse Smollett took it to the next level. He beat himself up and hired
what I'm saying is, but that means, but with that being said, that means that someone can't really bring a real problem without someone making fun of it.
Well, see, that's just it. It's like most people aren't going to read into it enough to really know exactly what did happen, so they just pay attention to memes and stuff, and
that's true.
And that's how things get spread. So
yeah, memes and headlines.
Yeah,
because I mean, a noose is something very specific. Like you have to have the rope wrapped around itself like 9 times for it to like be specifically a noose. Like a knot can look like a noose. But a noose is a very specific knot that is technically outlawed.
Haphazard, if it's something haphazard to do it because they know someone's coming, like the jig is up, you know what I mean? It's like, but it's like, okay, now we're going to get into a mathematical equation about something that was found, and then it becomes okay.
Well, see,
it addressed it, and then they moved on from it. So.
Now I'm looking at the sidebar, and it says Bubba Wallace reacts to FBI report. It definitely is a news, so it's like he's continuing that issue now. So it goes back to what Morgan Freeman once said: "You want the racism problem to go away? Stop talking about it. I'll stop addressing you as a white man. You stop addressing me as a black man." And it's like, you know what? It's a great fucking point. The less we talk about racism as a thing, and the more we address each other as people, the easier the problem starts going away, because now we're like, okay, it's, we treat each other equally. We talk to each other equally, and don't make the problem bigger than it might actually be.
Well, and a lot of people, well, I don't know if I should say a lot of people. There are some people speculating that this whole thing was staged by NASCAR to boost numbers.
It could be possible because their numbers have been going down the drain for about 6-7 years. I mean, they have tanked. They are in the very bottom right now when it comes to their numbers.
Yeah, I've never watched NASCAR, so it's not working because I still ain't watching it. So,
so this whole incident of them, coming out and, well, they banned the Confederate flag, and now, they are making sure that there are no racists within NASCAR. They're all standing by Bubba Wallace. I mean, as they should, but they're making a very grand spectacle out of this. This doesn't make you want to watch NASCAR, Laz?
Well, let me just address something right quick, though. Being probably the only person that's been to a ton of NASCAR races here, just so people know, it's not only white people who go to NASCAR. There's black, white, Hispanic, Asians. There's all sorts of people at a NASCAR event.
No,
it's
I
not
don't believe
just
you.
white people.
I don't believe you.
Fake news.
Yeah, fake news. Fake news. Get it out of here.
Whoa, no.
CNN.
I just confirmed it. No, I just confirmed it by saying I've been to a couple and I know some players and I've done marketing for NASCAR.
Yes, I mean, she's been to NASCAR.
I gotta say this with Karshina's,
but I was the token.
With Karshina's positive energy, I can see it become very negative. So I can see the penchant for diffusing arguments there. So, yeah, just say yes, dear. Mike.
That was a good show back then. Yes, dear.
So yeah, this whole thing, I think, I don't know. I do, I guess the conspiracy theorist in me does feel like this could be all kind of formulated and staged in some way.
The timing is also off too.
The timing.
No. Formula One has their own problems. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, go back to the old saying: "If it bleeds, it leads."
No, he was saying formulated, so I made it.
I know, but what I'm saying is this is why all this type of stuff is in the news. That's because it's
don't let Danica hear about this.
And
then it become a women's issue. Don't let Danica hear about this.
Anyway, if it bleeds, it leads. That's why it's on the front page. That's why there's always negativity on the front page and in headlines. So there you go.
True.
Well, yeah, because I mean, it generates, it gets clicks, it gets views. It's the hot topic right now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It is a hot pocket.
It is a hot pocket. I don't know. I think I'm kind of ready for it all to go away.
Yes.
I've been ready. I'm so tired about this whole thing. It's just wasted energy over something that is not going to be constructive for society. It's already caused more damage. It's already damaging the entertainment industry. The arts is a mess right now. Now we're erasing history. We're saying, okay, certain books which actually was bringing a positive message, like for example, To Kill a Mockingbird, because of its racial undertones. The book was about racial inequality and racial injustice, but we want to ban it because certain language is not conducive to modern day sensibilities. Like we're going backwards. We're not going forwards.
Well, the thing is that the adage is there's nothing new under the sun. So a lot of people are marveling and they're shocked and they're looking at like, oh my gosh, it's like this has been done before. So
each generation, you have generation that freaks out, then you have a generation that's like, okay, everything's okay. Then you have another generation that doesn't know anything, and then the next generation like, oh my God, shock! So it's like de-escalate, blow up, de-escalate, blow up. It's the rubber band effect. It's all through history, man.
It's nothing new.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point actually.
But I'll tell you, the best way to fight this and to get rid of it is to talk about comic books. How about that, man? I mean, that's
There's
why
your
we're here,
segue.
man. There you go. Let's talk about comic books,
I
man.
love my husband.
Get rid of it. Let's do positivity. Let's go down into the belly and the underbelly and talk about the good stuff.
Check this, FBI. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that out loud.
Whoa.
I just don't have the energy this morning. This is like insane. This is like next level energy.
Oh, I know. This is what you signed up for. Alas.
Yeah, man.
So
Well,
yeah,
let's
let's
think
talk
about
about positivity. Is this Skits the Sun book 1 about to break 5 fucking figures?
We're trying. We're right on that precipice.
mean,
like we're looking over
Can
the
you give us
edge.
a $5 footlong right here? Like, seriously.
Like, we are 1 3-book journey
away
from being at 10 grand.
And it's not just for us, it's for everyone, because that unlocks a new stretch goal to have everybody receive an upgraded cover as well as the interior pages at 10K. So it's not just us, it's for everyone, every backer.
That's right.
So
and those are the kind of stretch goals that campaigns need, because it gets your customers that are already customers, it makes them want to push your book a little bit further, so they get the upgraded package. Plus, like you said, you're 1 3-book package away. That next backer is like, oh, well, I'm putting this much money down. I'm actually going to get even more for my money.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. The next person. I mean, and just so if people want to know out there, let's just do the simple, quick pitch here. Skits is about a guy who can't tell the difference between his dreams and reality. And the way this came about was 20 years ago. Let me say that again. 20 years ago, I was working at a TV station, and all of my I was working midnight to 8 a.m. and everything just started getting all jumbled up. It was getting crazy. I couldn't tell the difference because I wasn't, living my normal routines,
not living your best life.
I know, man. It was crazy. So my days and nights just started merging it together. And then all of a sudden I started having these sequential dreams. Every day I was having a dream that started up where the other one left off the day before. And I documented it. It was about 2 months. And now we are here. We've made it into a book. I mean, this is just the first book of 6 books. And this is going to be really, really cool. I think people are going to be really excited about it. I mean, obviously, we're excited about it. I mean, this is something I've been working on for 20 years. So I'm just overjoyed that it's actually going to happen and people are actually going to start.
We're so excited. And if we can't be excited, then you can't be excited.
That's right.
This has been a labor of love. Michael is the creator illustrator. I'm editing and helping to co-write. But all of these are from his dreams, so I can't edit too much because it's all from him.
No.
But
You're more like spell check.
yes,
that's
yes,
exactly it.
yes.
Because I can't spell anything. I can't even spell the word spell. So she's like taking care of all that sort of stuff for me and all the,
yes, you can.
punctuations and
Right.
man, I don't know anything about
But just
that
making sure
stuff.
that it flows, because even though it is his dreams, there is
flow.
a structure.
Flow.
There needs to be a flow. It can't just be willy-nilly. Like
Everyone needs
I
to
woke
get
up,
that.
went to the bathroom, and then I'm at the convenience store. And you're like, well, how'd you get there, my friend? Like, what weird, cool world dream is this? Like, what, I don't know. But we're really excited. And then once we break the 10K, that's where the fun begins,
Yeah,
because we
start
got
putting
so
all sorts of
much
stuff
other
out.
stuff to give away. For
we
people.
got to get to those, man. We got some really cool stuff. I mean, everything that we've done in our campaign, we've tried to do it different than anyone else. I mean,
3 books.
I mean,
3 variant covers with 3 variant storylines.
I know. How awesome is that? 3 variant storylines. Who else is doing that? I mean,
Dude,
you got
when you got, I've had you guys on a couple times, and it was all in the pre-launch phase. You guys didn't want to give too much away, and you were all very mysterious, and you were like, just wait till we launch, just wait till we launch. And then you launched, and I was like, holy shit.
Right?
You guys blew me away with this campaign, man. I mean, this is something truly unique in the world of comic books right now. Not just CG. I mean, all of comic books.
That's right. I mean, that's exactly what we wanted to do. I mean, you got to stand out. There's tons of people out there doing this, and the only way you can stand out is by bringing something that no one else is doing, So that's what we did. We were like, we got 3 books, 3 different covers by awesome artists.
Kent Williams, Patrick Reynolds.
3 variant storylines all wrapped up in a skits band, signed and numbered. I mean, how awesome is that? I mean, it for me, I basically, here was my thinking. I was like, well, yeah, I'd like to have some variant covers by really awesome artists, but I don't want to buy a book just because it's a different cover, you know? I mean, that's just not my thing. There's tons of people who like it, but I don't really care for it. So I was like, how can I give people more to make them actually want it? And I was like, well, skits is about this certain thing, and I can't really tell you what that thing is, but you will find out when you actually get the books. But I was like, well, we'll just do variant stories inside because he's going here, he's going there. That would actually make sense in the whole scheme of things. So boom, there you go. It was like a no-brainer.
And we were so secretive. Every time you tried to pull and pull and pull, and we were like, marketing, no. You wait your turn, marketing.
That's the big thing. Jesus, marketing. That's the big thing.
Selling the sizzle. And then you were like, okay, little girl. You will not tell me anything about skits, and then now we launch. You're like, oh, okay, I see why. Yeah, you know.
Don't want no one to steal our sizzle.
I'll tell you what, as somebody like myself who has worked in sales for many years, that's always been the big thing. You sell the sizzle. You sell the sizzle. And you guys, I think, definitely sold the sizzle, at least to me anyway, because like I said, I have been waiting for this book launch for pretty much since you first started talking about it. I was like, God, this just sounds so awesome. And you wouldn't tell me about it. You're just so secretive. And it's like, oh, you tease. You just,
Yeah, and I know we're jumping ahead, but I am eyeing that $85 tier. Like, that's the one that I'm targeting right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's
the featured tier. Yeah, that's everything right there, man.
Because now each book is a standalone book. So you can read it, finish the journey, be like, that's cool, yay, skits. But if you get all 3, you're going to be like, oh, I see what you're doing, skits.
Yeah.
I see where you're going now.
Like, wait a minute, man, my pages are different from this one. What's going on here? Oh, there's little bitty, there's little hints of things here and there. You know, we got, not only do we have extra pages in each book that are not in the other books, we also have different panels. Like, you could be on like page 24 and be like, why is this panel different from this one over? Whoa, what's going on here? There's all sorts of little bits like that, little trinkets, little things to get
breadcrumbs.
Yeah, so that you can actually get in there and actually look for it. It's like, where's Waldo? You know, there's all sorts of crazy stuff going on.
Yes.
So are you planning on doing each chapter the same way with the multiple variant stories, or is this kind of like this is how we're kicking it off? We're going to give you 3 different variants for book 1, or are they all going to be?
That's more sizzle.
You're just trying to
That's
go
more
way on
sizzle,
down.
Adam.
What are you trying
That's
to
more
do?
sizzle.
Trying to kill it.
I'm trying to get more out of you. I feel like one of these times you're going to slip up and you're going to tell me something I want to hear.
I have slipped up on some other streams, to tell you the truth, and my wife just grabs my leg. I'm like, oh.
You get that grab, like, shut the fuck up, Michael. Shut up.
Well, here's the thing. We already got all the books scripted out. I mean, I know where it goes all the way to the 6th book. So it's like, sometimes people get me talking about something. I'm like, oh, whoa, wait a minute.
See,
man,
that's what I'm trying to get. That's what I'm trying to get you to slip up and just, you know, that Freudian slip, and just, you're so excited about talking about the book, you let something slip that you shouldn't.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I was in the Army, and I know how to talk to people where it's like, if you slip up, you just keep going because they'll never notice. So,
yeah. That's a good trick. That's a good trick. Hail the newcomers in the chat. We got Ink Spots has joined us. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, Skits. We got Lola Meets as well. Hail, girl. We got we should see people for their character, not by the amount of melanin in their bodies. Hail to that. We also
I love when that icon speaks like that. That's like, wow, that's like very self-aware.
We also got Rosetta Allen. Hail, my boys, and much love to my boss man and the lovely folks at Skits Comics. We also got Tommy Sarkinian. Skits promo done for Twitter and testing Parlor 2.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Are you saying Skits promo done? Are you saying that you went and got a journey? Because we will blast your name out on Twitter.
Yeah, whoever gets it, man, we'll be blasting that.
Oh yeah, because like you said, that's whoever puts you over. That's a big thing. That's
is a
something that
big
I've
thing.
seen that a lot of creators are kind of starting to do as well. Is not just do general stretch goals. At 10K, at 15K. It's at backer number 100, backer number 200, that kind of thing, or the backer that gets us over this line, gets something a little bit special too.
Yeah,
And I think a blast is pretty cool too. It's an extra way of saying thank you.
yeah. I mean, because we did that for Father's Day where we were 99 backers, and I said, who's gonna make this a 100? And then this guy Johnny, which we love so much. He's been on our feeds before. He's been supporting us like on my Come Get Some and then on Michael's stuff for Skits Funhouse. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna buy my own Father's Day gift. And so he got a book, and he was our 100th backer, and we just blasted him, and he was just like, thanks so much. Like, he felt good, and it's always good to give back. Because skits, we're doing a new skits in the AM or skits sometime this week. Where Michael is actually drawing pages day by day. So you want something, Adam?
Yeah.
You got to drop in on the morning when Michael is actually going over the script, going over the pages. So whenever you get the book, you're going to be like, I remember that. I remember that morning. Yep. Michael talked about this character and like this person, so you already know what's going on. So, so there you go. I just gave you the tidbits where he slips up.
All right, I'll have to keep my eye out for that. And actually, I do have the link for you guys' YouTube channel in the description as well. If you're not already subbed to Skits Comics YouTube channel, make sure you do so you can stay up to date on all of Michael's Freudian slips.
There you go. There you go.
Yes, I am not there to like say, don't talk about it. He just free reigns.
You want to show that video? The video really shows the art in a nice way.
Yeah, is it your the featured video up here?
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, just
quick and easy.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you to Verse Films Productions who put that together for us. Thank you.
Give her a watch.
Yeah, baby, buy it now on Indiegogo. Go,
Damn,
go.
that's hot.
Go,
Ooh,
go.
that was fire.
Go, go. Go. Go, go, go.
Holy shit, that was good.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So yeah, we got, here it is, Skits the Sun Book 1 live now on Indiegogo. One featured perk tier away from cracking that 10K, that coveted 5-figure mark. Go out, get yourself some. Sitting at 107 backers right now, which is very, very nice start to this campaign. Yeah, it really shows. You guys sold the sizzle well because people were waiting for this book to come out.
Thank you.
It doesn't seem like it took you guys long to get to where you're at. It says you got 8 days left of your first 30. I can't believe it's been that long already.
We can't either. It's been flying by so fast.
Yeah. Especially the first 2 weeks. We were on like several shows every day. I mean, it wore on us, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
We did the press junket though. It ends on my birthday, so I'm excited. Ooh.
Ooh, what a good birthday present for you.
I know, I'm excited.
Yeah, you mentioned that running these campaigns is it's almost like a second full-time job. You know, when you hit launch, that's when the real work kind of begins. It's when you really gotta put your back into it and do everything that you can to get this book funded.
Yep.
Yeah, we want to make sure that everyone gets the best product, the best book, you know, the best material in their hand. And why not? You know, why not go on all these shows to let people know, hey, we're trying to give you something. Tell me something good. We're trying to get y'all something, you know, that is going to be exciting and new and something that, you know, that you can read over and over and then salivate for the next one. I mean, we've got some great stuff. Michael's art is just killing it, and I mean, it's just fun. It's fun to be in dreams.
Well,
you know.
I think one of the biggest things for me that's really going to make this book really fun is I'm doing it in 3 different art styles. I got pencils and colors, and then I got inks and color, and then you also have the concept style artwork, and that was something that people just really was interested in when we were coming on the shows and trying to sell it and get people interested in the book. People really like the concept art.
I think that's because that's
And
all
for
you
me,
would
it was
show.
just concept art.
That's all you would show. So of course we were getting excited about it.
So we integrated that into it because everyone loved it so much. So it's actually and the reason why we're doing this, I was going to do it in 2 different art styles, but I'm doing it in 3 different art styles. And it's the same as like Dave McKean would do in the 80s and 90s. I mean, I love those types of books back then, and that's actually what I wanted to do here. So you got to do what makes you interested and makes you excited to do. So that's exactly what we're doing here. You know, it's like I wanted that type of book, so I was like, okay, well, we'll just do that type of book. You know, that's what I like. That's what I like to look at. You know, Ashley Wood, Kent Williams, Dave McKean, all those guys. Man, that stuff is just awesome.
Yes, and if you scroll back up, Adam, your favorite Josephine, one of the characters there, that's the character. That's the one that you love so much with the girl with the boots.
That's is that up? I thought that was down here.
Oh,
Yeah,
down. Okay.
Yeah. See, I know where it's at.
He's like, I know where it's at.
I know where it's at.
So the Skits team is MC is the big guy. Of course, you got Skits. You can always see him in his straight jacket. That's Josephine. Then we also get Hattie Mae. She's the one that's on the cover with Skits for the Kent Williams. And then we also got Psalm as well. So that is our team of teams. And of course, there's me. And there's Skits.
Yeah, there's you.
There's Skits.
Yep, and there's you. Looking fine.
Hey.
Love that shirt, too. That's a badass shirt.
Everybody wants to rule the world. And I'm
does
just
that
part
glow
of it.
in the dark?
No, my Thanos doesn't glow in the dark, but my ET does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That does look like it could be a glow-in-the-dark shirt. For sure.
Does, Either that or it looks like that 80s puff paint.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, that 80s puff paint.
Man, you know, okay, so I do have one concern with this 3-book package that's got this band on it. I'm not going to want to take the band off.
Well, see, that you can slip them out of it, you see.
Okay.
I'll
take
guys.
your
You
word
slip
for it.
in and slip out. Slip in
I'll
and
take
slip
your
out.
word for it.
See that?
Yeah,
That's
it
why I
just
wanted
goes
that.
around.
That's why I wanted that tier because that band looks sweet. It was like, you know what? It looks like a nice, beautifully packaged item right there. And
I know, doesn't it?
yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
I'd be so afraid that I would break that band. Like it wasn't that long ago that we had Drew, aka Mr. E, was on here, and we did an impromptu unboxing of Cyborg USA, and Rob Casey had these like custom stickers that were used to keep the bags and boards sealed, right? These awesome Cyborg USA, and he's like, man, I don't want to like rip this sticker. And Rob goes, oh, no, you can totally peel it off and put it back on. He goes, oh, really? Rip? He goes, no!
That's why I haven't opened my copy. I still haven't read my copy of Cyborg USA yet. It's been like over a month and I haven't read it yet because of
you have to be very gentle with it. I had mine and I got my sticker off, no problem. But Drew, I guess it was either too early in the morning or he was just too excited and he ripped that sticker right in half.
Now there is a way.
Get too excited in the morning.
There is a way to work around this, okay? And the way you work around it is to buy 2.
There you go. Now you sound like a salesman.
There you go. Well, here's even a better pitch for you. If you were on that email list, you had a hand-drawn skits band versus this one.
Yeah.
So if you were on that email list, you can buy you the hand-drawn and you can buy this one.
Well, that ain't solving his problem. I mean, he's
got two.
He's definitely not going to want to take that hand-drawn one off there.
No, not at all. Verse Films Production says, thanks for the video edit. Shout out, Skits team. We loved working with you. That Star Trek guy says, I opened my Cyborg USAs carefully. Yeah, so you just have to do it nice and slow, kind of try to get your finger underneath the lip and just kind of slowly lift it up.
See, that's got to be a YouTube video, DIY video. How do you open a Sub USA? Watch.
That's awesome.
There you go.
I need more I need more content on my channel for uploads. Maybe I'll do that.
There you go. But no,
I did.
ours just slip in and slip out. So there you go.
Slip
No,
in, slip out.
they got to buy two.
That's true. You got to buy two.
Yeah, I think that's the better pitch there is, you just got to
Yeah.
buy two. One to keep nice and pristine and wrapped, and then one to possibly rip open.
There you
And
go.
again, we were thinking of different ways to give everyone something of value when they got that package, because we're not into the cards and things. We have them, we love them, they look pretty, they're so pretty. But for this one, we were like, you know what's different that we can also place in our Gemini mailers, make sure that people out there receive their books pristine and have something of art attached to the book as well. So this is actually just a little small token to say thank you.
It's about improving the package of the product
Exactly.
that people are buying.
Exactly.
You know,
So you're
I mean,
not going to be using painter's tape to tape to inside of some flimsy cardboard?
No, well, we might. You know, no, definitely not.
I hear that's the new way to go.
Is it? I haven't heard that one yet. That's a new one.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I've heard that it's even better than Gemini mailers, is what the word on the Twitter streets is.
Oh,
The
okay.
Twitter streets. I like them
Twitter-
streets.
The Twitter streets,
That's
yeah.
a good one. Yeah, nice.
Are you the new bird on my street? Oh.
Oh man, God, you guys are just way too much fun. Oh, last matter, are you still there?
Still reporting.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
your camera went off, so I wasn't sure if you had to step away for a moment or what.
I'm still here, and I'm still your brother.
All right, bro. All right, bro.
I think we need to hear about Elasmat, don't we?
That's
we
right.
need to hear what's going on.
I wanted to segue right over to this amazing relaunch of Street Champion Road Warrior Drake.
Hell.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you
get
go.
the
Those
camera.
them streets. That's the street segue.
Yeah.
Step into the street.
Step into the Terror Dome. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, so this is the part where I speak it, or I guess I should speak right. Sorry, I was tossed by the obvious bigoted comments in the chat right now. By the way, I avoid all uses of the word D, the D word that's being uttered lately with regards to Road Warrior Drake, so I reject it.
Not a duck.
No, but not that. By the way, as you can see, actually, I just refreshed the page and I'm like,
Not to cut you off. Well, yes, to cut you off.
Yes, cut me off, please.
I'm going to cut you off because I know you fucking hate it. But I neglected to hit refresh one more time before we finished up here with skits. You're at 108 backers at $10,005.
Please. Nice.
Thank you.
Welcome to the 5-figure club, guys.
5
Exclusive.
figures. You can
Oh.
thank Rosetta Allen for that. She was the one who put you over the limit. Boom.
Yeah.
Thank you. We love your spoken word, Rosetta. You have spoken.
Oh, thank
Thank
so
you.
much. We're gonna blast you out there.
We're gonna blast you at Tierisman. We're gonna blast you.
Well, she's in jail. She's in Twitter jail once again.
Oh.
She
Because-
don't stop flapping her gums, is what it is.
Wah, 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 wah.
She's got a razor tongue, man.
Mhm.
Razor tongue.
What happened? We can't put her on blast on Twitter.
I mean, you can, but she's not going to see it. I think for like 3 or 4 more days. She got a 7-day timeout.
Oh, timeouts, man. Those are brutal.
Yeah.
Like,
Those are
yeah.
brutal.
And it's a full timeout too. Like she can't DM or anything like that. Like she is,
Wow.
Yeah. She says you can. I can't.
Well, thank you,
reply.
Rosetta Allen. Thank
She
you, Rosetta Allen.
She also says, "Shut up, Elasmats."
Of course she does.
We got some party things from Lothar. They look like flower bouquets on here, but I'm pretty sure that's like the little like horn with the strings coming out of it.
Yes.
Confetti.
Hail! Oh,
Well,
that's
coming
awesome.
from the Joker, there you go. The Joker beam. Funny.
Nice.
Thank you so much. We are in the 5-figure club.
Hell yeah!
So
Congratulations.
everyone is getting those upgraded, and for the covers,
That's
for
right.
all 3 covers, not just one, it's all 3, everyone, every backer, as well as the interior pages. Upgrades on point. You guys are one step closer to watching me do my 1 chip challenge. That's also a stretch goal to eat the hottest chip in the world. So thank you so much. We're live streaming that. Once we reach this next goal, I'll be getting me my Carolina Reaper chip from Pocky Chips, and I will be streaming that live.
I've had those, and those are fucking wicked. I am definitely going to tune in to see you eat one of those, because I know my reaction when I ate one, and it was entertaining to say the least.
Was it? And so mine is going to be live streamed, so it means it's going to watch over and over and over.
I'm setting up the camera, and then I'm leaving the room because I don't even want to be near the whiffs of it.
I'm not even going to have help. Not even going to have help. He's going to be like, and you're live. Eat the chip, and he's out. And I'm like,
No thanks.
Oh shit!
You're supposed to be to have and to hold, baby.
Well, I'll hold you once you get all that heat away from you.
He's like, wash your mouth out with some milk first, and then we'll talk. Then I'll comfort you.
That's right.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So now, Elaz, now it is your turn.
Okay.
Let's pimp some Road Warrior Drake. 13 backers, $590.
I am $10 away from 600. So who's going to be the one that gets me to 600? There's got to be one person that can get me over to 600. Who's that going to be? Can we do this? I think we can do this.
Yes,
I think
we
we
can.
Come on.
Yes, we can.
Let's make history on Adam AF's channel. Let's make history on Arch City Comics. Hey, Wendy B, thank you for stopping by. Wendy B, by the way, top-notch customer, top-notch promoter. I am honored to have her as a customer and as a promoter. She does me proud. I'm humbled by that. So where do I begin, Adam? Because I'm totally floored right now. Do I begin with the pitch? Do I begin with the video? Do I begin with the campaign? I don't even know where to start right now.
I know you got to follow up skits, which is I definitely did not give you an easy task.
I was not prepared for that. Exactly. Yes.
Let's start with the pitch. We'll start basic. We'll work our way up.
So Road Warrior Drake, the street champion, is the story of the street champion B citizen who is pounding the flesh off the bad guys, who are a group of gangs called the Street Warriors, who are part of a network run by the mysterious Crimson, who is manufacturing a deadly drug called Romerum, aka Sparkplug, which turns its users into numb zombies. The streets are in disarray. This is taking place in a post-war town where it's part ruins and part desolation, but the people are still trying to make their way. The fall of society, which, by the way, I didn't plan on this, but it seems to kind of mirror what's going on in our real world right now. And this was written back in 2018. So with the stuff that's going on with certain groups like Antifa, there's a group in my book called Opona, which stands for Opposed Nazis. I wonder how I came up with that idea. Anyway, and what's funny because I came up with that name because of the comic book pros calling fans and comic book artists Nazis. So I was like, let me make fun of that a little bit. And then, of course, here we are in 2020. That's a thing now. So it's like, okay, well, now it's become topical. I didn't plan for it, but here we are. So you damn right, I'm gonna ride that train. But yeah, if you don't like what's going on and what these people are doing, Road Warrior Drake is your hero. He does go through the little hero's journey. He goes from being just a brawler to a protector and a defender. How does he get there? Well, every hero needs a moment where they fail. But when they fail, they rise up and then they learn from that failure and become top-notch heroes. Toxic masculinity. Road Warrior Drake has a smart mouth, and by smart I mean he'll wisecrack right back at you. Yeah, it is fun in every sense of the word. It's crazy, it's energetic, it's absurd, it's sublime. You get all kinds of stuff with it. This is a graphic novel, so it's one story, complete story. so you don't gotta wait a year to find out what happens next. Although something happens at the end that alludes to the second story, but you still get a whole story, and I will be working right on the second story, so it won't be long for the second book. And I got another book in planning as well. So yeah, I am planning ahead, and I'm planning big. But
So you're looking at a trilogy to start this.
at the very least, a trilogy, right? Exactly.
Nice.
So anybody that was on the mailing list, when they back the book, they will get a free coloring activity book. So right now, those who are on the mailing list and backed, they're getting 2 books for the price of 1. And if we get to $2,000, if we get to $2,000, you walk away with an ash can as well. We'll talk about that later on, but I'm just putting that out there that you're gonna come away with more buck for your for.
Well, you're already up to 705.
Oh, sweet! Look at that. Wait.
Nice.
Wait. Oh, wow! Look at that. Sweet. That's almost double the first campaign. Look at that. I didn't even. Wow. I'm floored. Well, whoever that was, thank you.
Yeah,
wow.
You're getting there. You're. I mean, that's. You're almost halfway there.
So 47%. We're 800 away from the stretch goal. From the flexible goal. So once we get to $2,000, by the way, if whoever gets me to 1,500, we'll get the coloring activity book as a thank you. So there's your perk. Get to 1,500,
nice.
You will get that free coloring activity book. Get me to $2,000, you will get that free coloring activity book. Whoever gets me to $2,000. So I get
see, there's that incentive, stretch goal kind of that I was just talking about.
Yes.
Reward those backers that get you over
those
little humps.
It's about giving you guys more for your buck. That's what that is. More bang for your buck. I botched it the first time, but it's more bang for your buck. More for the customer. That's what this is about.
Okay, so I got to ask.
Yes.
Between now and when you ended the first campaign, how much of this book have you reworked?
I would say at least 70%.
Wow.
Yeah, including the entire first act. I think I redrew most of the first act. I think my style got better, so I said it's getting better, so I should go back and match the first free pages with the current ones, because I feel like I saw some of the flaws in it the first time, so I was like, you know what? I gotta match. I gotta do this, because if I release it the way it is, I'm gonna regret it. It's like I see the potential based on the last few pages. So let me go back and fix it. And I'm still working on it. I'm still like condensing it, editing it, redrawing some of it. It's looking a lot better. I'm very proud of this book. I'm very proud of how it's looking. And I'm seeing the potential for my style. And I can be very, what's the term? I know how to be flexible when it comes to my art. This particular book calls for this style. My second book, which is going to be a horror comedy book, it's going to be a little different visually, but that's going to be for another day. But this book required that certain Sublime Tim, Bruce Timm style look, harkening back to the early Eastman and Laird Ninja Turtles.
I was going to say, it's got a very, very Ninja Turtles kind of feel to it, gritty, kind of stripped down.
Yeah. Yeah, it needs that, because it's an absurd story. So you want visually to bring people back to a time when it was just pure escapism.
Drake is adorable, says Wendy B. Is that the correct word to describe Drake?
She can say whatever she wants. I totally simp. She can say whatever she wants. So.
Riot Kitty says, a coloring book. But it's not just a coloring book. It's an activity book, isn't it?
Right. So you got word searches, crossword puzzles, connect the dots. So it's going to keep you and your kids busy. And by the way,
nice.
And let me put this out there too. If you have more than one child, as long as don't have more than 5 kids, hit me up, and then I'll take care of you. So,
yeah, because I definitely want one for my kid and one for myself.
There you go. So I got you.
Looky, who's finally rolled out of bed.
Yo, being in the house. What's up?
What's up?
Simmer. Who's got the keys to the simmer?
Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry. I'm in a bit of pain. Yesterday I couldn't sleep, so I took some muscle relaxant from my wrist, and I just woke up.
You good though? You hanging tough?
I'm hanging tough. Like yesterday was the wrist started feeling better, and I can draw a bit, and then it went.
Oh, you pushed yourself too fast.
And you went no. So yeah.
Push yourself too fast, man.
We need
we need you drawing comics, so you need to stop
Simmer
drawing
down.
comics. Yeah,
He
you
needs
need
to
to simmer
down.
so you can continue to draw for years and years and years.
That's right.
Yeah, thank you. But I thought yesterday was okay. I to just draw a bit during the stream yesterday. So I was drawing a bit of the Nadverse stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'll take a break. It's pulling a little bit. Dude, during the night, it went full on like, ha, fucker. You're not sleeping.
Yes.
What? Ow. Oh, yeah, I'm still here, though.
Okay.
Sweet.
What's up? Good morning, people.
Good
Welcome
morning to you, buddy.
Welcome to me to the best weekend morning show.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you've missed so much already, though. We got Skits over the 10 grand mark.
Fucking A.
Skits is in the 5-figure club.
Hell,
We got Alaz here over $700. He's
Over
47.
700?
Yep, over 700.
Sweet.
Yes, we're getting there. Listen, this is. I'm feeling the positive vibe. I think I'm inheriting some of Skit's vibe right now, and I'm and like I told you yesterday, Sim. This campaign, we're just gonna have fun. We're just gonna have fun.
That's the point.
It's
Yeah.
all
Definitely.
happening on Adam's show. It's
You
all
definitely
happening.
need to siphon some of that Skits energy off. It's
Yeah.
good for you.
We did the launch yesterday, and you was when we quit, you were close to 450, right? 500 almost.
Yeah, we were at 480, and now we're at 750 right now.
Dude, it's fucking amazing.
Did it go up
It's
again?
awesome.
Yeah, it did 750. It went up again.
Nice. Nice.
Cha-ching! Nice.
And you know, if you get, and you know, keep in mind that you guys, if you get this book, how much, guy? I forgot. 2,000, I think.
So $2,000, you get the ash can of. Oh, you actually, Sim, since you're here, I want you to talk about that.
I was gonna say, like, we started a little spat on Twitter, like a month or two ago.
I feel like
During the
it
first
was
campaign.
a lot longer. It was a lot longer than
Yeah.
that.
And it's a fun little spat between our characters, right? And we role play them. Fuck this shit. We have fun. So we kept throwing each other little drawing answer after answer for a pun, and you know, we decided that the end would be all reprinted, those little drawings that we put on Twitter, and we're gonna come up with a fun little conclusion to it. That's gonna be printed in an ash can. So you're gonna get everything that's been on Twitter, plus a nice little conclusion to it.
Oh, nice. That's good. See, that's ingenuity. That's one way to take something that's fun and cool and actually turn it into something creative. Boom.
Yeah.
No one does that. Who does that?
I was fed up, dude. I was really fucking fed up of the fighting back then. I'm not gonna talk about what was happening. It was shit. It was a shit show, and we were just having fun on one of the stream, picking at each other, me and Alice, Matt. Like I wasn't a fucking challenge. It's a fucking duck.
No, it's not. Okay.
There we go.
This is the problem with Comic Skate.
Buckle up, everybody.
It has inherited the identity politics that we ran away from. Now we're using these terms that
dude. Comics Gate is about accepting who you are, not trying to. You don't have to be somebody else. You can be who you are, except where you're from.
But you don't dictate who that person is. That's the problem. You dictate. You cannot dictate.
Dude,
platypuses are a thing. Trachodons.
You can come to me and say you're an alien with red skin, and I'll say no, you're Alice, Matt, and you're Latino, and you're, I don't know, fair skin.
How do you know I don't masquerade as an alien at night? How do you know that? You don't know that.
You could do it, but you're still a duck.
I'm not. I thought it was Latino. See, now we're doing identity politics.
You know what I mean? We can
identity all over. It doesn't stop. I can't be racially
Don't get it
fluid.
mixed up. Don't get it mixed up. Don't get it mixed up. It's our characters, guy. Don't get it mixed up.
That's it.
Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted.
Like my wrist.
Poor Adam. This is what you have to deal with.
He loves it.
So Kino Subway.
We started that fight like in a group in a chat during the a stream that he was doing, and then I just did it. I did a meme. I did a drawing meme, and then it just went. It
snowballed very, very
So Kino Subway has completely, totally stabbed me in the back right now. This is a hot take in which he has completely revealed himself as anti-Drake.
Hey,
this right here. He's feeling very daring. He's feeling very daring lately.
All I have to say, to support my brother there, is let's get dangerous.
Oh, Darkwing Duck.
If you
TW. I know that theme song.
Sim, if you say that with the glitter, it might actually make you look intimidating. I'm not sure.
Dude, there's no glitter there, but I can glitter you anytime, brother.
I'm sure you can. I don't dispute that.
I'm not sure if this is a typo or not, but Captain Fuckhead says, "What the fuck is dick tape?"
We don't want to know.
Probably talking about duct tape.
Well, he bought the joke, so it doesn't count now. So
I know.
disavowed.
But you know what I say? Like, if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, looks like a duck, it ain't a fucking giraffe.
How about maybe okay? One thing, it could be a platypus. He could be a platypus or a trachodon.
It's
You
still
don't know
part of
that.
the duck family.
No, trachodons are reptiles, the dinosaurs.
Wait, he's not a manatee?
That's a good point too. You know what? See,
He's
what I'm
not
talking
a
about?
manatee?
You see what I'm talking about? The door's open for him to be many
It's
things.
still a duck, man.
Manatees aren't ducks. Trachodons aren't ducks. Platypuses aren't
Yes,
ducks.
they are dinosaur ducks that
You
became
are
ducks.
You are marginalizing this character. This has become a campaign for survival of identity.
You said it. I cannot be marginalized.
No,
Let's show you today.
no, you are marginalized. But now you're carrying on the symbol of the oppressors and putting it upon Road Warrior Drake.
Oh,
All
no.
I know
No,
is that the
Dude,
video is pretty awesome because
Vincent-
he shoots a gun. That's pretty awesome.
Vincent is a vampire kin, remember? And he's just trying to make the duck accept who he is and live happily ever after. Or just die if he gets paid for it.
It's good to have dreams, right? Though?
Captain says Alaz told Sim he couldn't dictate.
I have no authority to tell Sim what to do with his
That's good.
private life. So
That's funny.
We got
Or
Splitnopia in the chat. Hail Lazbat. Hail Splitnopia.
Hail
We
Splitnopia.
were actually just
Hail.
talking about your campaign not that while ago.
So Adam's going to do a video on how to carefully open a copy of Cyborg USA. So watch out for that.
Without tearing the precious
sticker.
sticker.
Yes.
Very true. Speaking of videos, let's watch the launch video here of Road Warrior Drake. The Indiegogo trailer that, speaking of selling the sizzle, I feel like Alaz definitely talked this one up enough to sell the sizzle and how amazing this trailer was going to be. And it does not disappoint. Let's watch.
Take a chance. Come take a chance on love. There's a voice calling out from the deep of the night. You can try not to hear, but it'll make it right home. Come take a chance on love. But if you're here, it's standing beside the door. Don't let this
A disturbing gladness comes as the darkness of the kingdom of the ashes of all law and order rules now by the overseers, pleasurers, and pains.
Is that what I think I saw?
We hear desperation and silent cries of work. Seek now for heroes, those who will restore all righteousness and nobility. No fear, we need a hero, a warrior, defender, street champion.
What if your hero is standing just outside your door? Don't let this moment slip away.
Oh, I heard them heartbeats.
Man.
man. I got
It
a
made me
question.
want to cry.
That was powerful.
I got 3 questions. Did I see right? I saw a booby. 2. A bit of a creeper. He climbs to the window of the girl, then he says, "I'm standing right outside your door." And 3.
Isn't that a chicken breast?
Is
A
there
chicken breast?
is there a reason why the senior looks like the girl that Drake is in love with?
Well, there's no bestiality in the book. Drake doesn't cross that level, so it's not. Yeah, he doesn't. It doesn't go.
So you guys understood. He said there's no bestiality. So okay, go ahead.
That's good to know.
Yes.
So he's an animal.
That's good.
No.
Chicken breast.
He's a beast. He's a beast. Okay, we'll call him a beast.
Part of the animal family. Got it. Yeah.
Well, call him whatever
and
you
he's
want.
feathery, right?
That hasn't been determined yet.
Yes, you did.
No,
We did with one of the drawings. You said, "Why did you do chest hair on it?"
That was
because
not
he's fucking masculine. You go, but he has feathers. You did it, dude. I have a fucking great memory for this shit.
That was not canon though. We were still discussing canonical details. So
okay, you did a rewrite. Got it.
there
Prove me wrong. There you go.
Just to prove you wrong, Sim.
Look, manatees.
Okay, you didn't answer the last question though. Is it coincidence that the singer for the song actually looks like the girl that you drew in there? But
No. I mean, I don't think
she does
so.
have the round face with the their little lips.
I mean, you could see it that way, but I didn't see that.
I think it's a fun thing.
Oh no, listen, you're probably right. I didn't catch that. You're probably right.
Maybe like that's what I'm saying. Did you know her before or something?
No. Actually, okay, so I got the idea to do this trailer 2 weeks ago. Believe it or not, I said 2 weeks ago. I said, was it 2 weeks? No, I'm sorry. No, I said 3 weeks ago. It was 3 weeks ago, and I said, let me do a song for the trailer. I contacted this Purple Smurf, and he put together the song, and then Eric Handy, the singer, was on Dark Gift Comics open mic show. So check this out. So I was at work doing my job. She's introduced. And I had the Carl Denham moment 10 seconds after she started singing. Now, you know what I'm talking about when I hear the Carl Denham moment, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like for those that don't know, King Kong 1933, when he's in Times Square and he sees Ann Darrow for the first time, the moment he sees Ann Darrow, he's like, he gets that look on his face and he says, I'm casting her. So literally like within 5 seconds. Let's say 5 seconds. 5 seconds of Aaron singing, I said, that's going to be the singer for my campaign. I didn't even think about it. I said, that's going to be the singer for my campaign. She had that Celtic voice that I love so much. I said, she's singing in my campaign. So I contacted her, and here we are.
And is that why Rosetta was pissed at you yesterday? Okay, I was going to say, is that the reason why Rosetta was upset at you yesterday?
No, she was going through some. She goes to occasional pain here or there, but Rosetta was nervous because she does that spoken part in the song.
Oh, she's the one that does the spoken voice.
Yeah, okay. She did the spoken part.
I was wondering which part she was doing. I didn't
right. So she was nervous because nobody heard the trailer until it premiered yesterday. And I do that purposely because I've been making film for 17 years, and I purposely keep the final stuff hidden from everybody until everybody else gets to see it. So it's like, even when you act or participate in a project, you don't get to see it until it's ready to be unleashed, because I want you to be as surprised as everyone else is. So Rosetta was kind of nervous at first, but she got over it, and she actually got some people asking to use her vocal talents for some projects. So
yeah.
Hail Riot Kitty, thank you for stopping by.
If you haven't seen
it, weekend.
If you haven't seen it, you should go see the launch yesterday. It was worth it just to see them. Like, you saw Erin hide herself, like she pulled a turtle, pulled her head into her shirt. It was hilarious.
That stream got pulled down for a minute, and I peeled it and it got put back up. So it's back on my channel.
Yeah, you got flagged.
Yes, of course, but it was bound to happen.
If you're not getting flagged, you're not doing something right.
That's it. There you go.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, it was a crazy stream, but you know what? It was worth it. We had fun. The chat was into it, so. The more you get the chat involved, this is why it's important. Get the chat involved. Don't leave them out.
And like Adam said before, that you like or dislike the video, it's all good. And you know what? Another thing that I learned about strikes, keep doing those little strikes. When we get them back up, the videos, it just strengthens your channel to YouTube.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So hey,
sure.
Thanks.
So the trailer took about a week to actually animate. Had I thought about it sooner, I would have had some more animation done. But I said, for what it is, it's good. I like it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna ride with this one. I think this is it. I think this is gonna tell the story, and it's gonna showcase definitely the newer art in the book.
Swap.
So what is this book rated?
So
You
I
can
was
rate this book. Where does
okay,
it
so okay, good question. Because I was going back and forth on this. So initially, it was going to be R-rated for the cussing and the violence and some sexual content. Not with Drake, by the way, but the sexual content was mild, but it was in there. But
That dude, you just ruined the book. You're saying the hero doesn't get the girl. No point buying the book.
he's a beast. Who wants to see that? I'm not a furry.
You don't have to show it.
I'm not a furry.
just do it off panel?
They didn't show it in Howard the Duck.
Okay,
Off
the
panel.
scene. I was,
Let us say.
Me and Alice, man, we knew that this campaign was gonna be fun. We talked about this before.
so Adam, you asked the pertinent question. So let me.
There you go. Get us back on track.
Yes.
Alice, Mike, can I get something from you? One thing.
What's that?
Quack.
No soap for you. Anyway, so initially it was going to be an R-rated book, but there was a comment that was made by Vic King in one of your streams, Adam, in which he said that he read it and it felt like an all ages book. So I said, should that be the direction I go? Make it an all ages book? So I kind of went in between. So it's more like a PG-13 book. So what I did was I removed most of the curse words. I removed all the F-bombs. I toned down the violence a little bit, but not too much, but I toned it down a little bit. I wrote it so that if a 10-year-old wanted to sneak it and read it, he could do it and get away with it. So that way, if he breaks through puberty, it's fine because it's normal because we've all done it at 10. That's where I'm aiming it at. So let's just say a young adult type of book, but if you're 10 years old and you manage to sneak it away from grandpa, you're good. So
it's what in manga they call mature teens.
Let's call it that, a mature teen. Yes.
Rated M for mature. Yes. On video games.
Yes.
Yeah, but on video games, when you put mature, it means it's 18 and over. When you put the mature teen, it means it's 15 and up.
Yeah.
It's when there's a lot of violence and swear words and shit, and some partial nudity.
Yes.
Like Bruce.
But no
So
partial nudity.
we'll say T for teen.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll go with that.
Well, I guess if we're going comic book standards, teen plus.
We'll go with that. Yeah.
The T plus.
Yeah. But like I said, if you're a 10-year-old boy and you sneak it and you read it, you'll be fine because nothing as bad as what you'll hear in school anyway. So.
Okay.
I'm not advocating it. I'm just saying it happens. These things happen.
So. You've got a shitload of tears here.
So this time I'm focusing on the book. As I said to myself, Berto, the book, stupid. Focus on the book.
No trips.
So yeah, okay. So let me talk about that. So for those that remember the first campaign back in September, I offered as a thank you to people that backed the tiers specific vouchers for traveling. They were legit vouchers, but the problem was I spent half the campaign talking about the vouchers, and it started raising questions with people like, is this legit or not? So I noticed that it took focus away from the book. So I said, this time around, the book, dummy. Focus on the book, the story, the characters, the world, the IP. Focus on that. So we're talking straight up about the books, the characters, the story, the IP.
So basically, stripping it down, no bullshit.
No bullshit, just the book. So for example, the first tier is the graphic novel. It's straight up. You get 100 plus pages. Okay, so I promised 150, but the reality of it is, since I'm editing it and improving it in certain parts of it, it's going to go down. Not by a lot, but it's going to go down. But you're still going to get a nice sizable book. And it's going to be worth every penny. I'm promising you that. So I want to make it so that I get a copy for myself and I'm proud. And
Nice.
and it's being worked on as we speak. So it's not going to be a case where I work on it and I disappear. That shit ain't going to happen with me. You see my YouTube, you see my Instagram, you see my Twitter. I'm active. You see what's going on. It's constantly being updated. You'll know what's going on a day-by-day basis with me. So as of right now, it's being edited. It's being condensed. It's going to be redrawn in certain parts to make it look better. It's happening. It's going to get there. My goal is to have it out to the printers by July for the first campaign so that those backers have their books. My goal is to have those backers have their books fulfilled during this campaign so you guys see this shit is legit and you're getting a good book. And when you see those physical copies, I promise you, if you haven't backed it then, you'll back it once you get to see those copies.
Nice. Good strategy. Good strategy.
I think it's a great strategy to go with.
Yeah. The only bad thing you did is you put a hardcover in there.
I'm a fan of hardcovers. I love hardcovers.
I know.
Yeah.
Me
So
too.
I debated, but I said, you know what? I
Did you
need a
think
hard.
about the shipping on it though?
I did, and okay.
Okay.
Since you bring it up, I'm gonna put this out there. If for some reason I shortchange on the shipping, I work, so I'll just go out of pocket with the shipping if I have to.
Mhm.
I just want these books in your hands, so I'm not gonna fleece anybody because I was $10 short on shipping. I learned from Doug Staple. You know, international backers need love too, so I'll come out of pocket with the shipping if I have to. If you back the book, I want you to have the book in your hands. This is no bullshit. This is straight up just saying, you know what? Uh, to me, it's important to make history in your library case. So the book is yours. I'll make sure it gets to you.
Nice.
Speaking of international backers, I know we're kind of jumping around on your tiers a little bit, but that's all right. You have this wonderful Draco Garista.
Okay, so that's the Spanish version, Draco Terrorista. That was inspired by my when I was doing a couple of appearances on White Cat Comics.
CG
Comics
Latino.
exactly.
Oh, yes.
And then I had the idea because there is a sizable population of Spanish speakers who are into comic books, and I discovered like a whole world of comics that I wish I was aware of back then. And I was like, you know what? Maybe let's offer this as a tier for Spanish speakers and get Comicsgate out to people outside the border because they do exist, and I'm sure they will love to see some of these titles translated in Spanish and partake in some great stories and IP. So I said, let me be one of the first to do that. So I offer that as a tier for my Spanish speakers. It's there.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, you're reaching out to that more international audience, which we know exists. You know, we know these customers are out there. You know, why not start to kind of tailor to them? And I think it's amazing to see CG books translated into other languages. You know, that's actually something that a lot of creators don't get to see. You know, their book it's in English. That's it. It's just in English. But you know, you got guys like you out there that are actually, you know, actively pursuing these translations and getting these books into places that might not otherwise be.
And honestly, if I spoke Japanese, I would translate the manga in a heartbeat into Japanese. I would so do it.
Yeah, of course.
One of the Latino comics that I really like that a lot of people don't know, and you know, if you never read it, there's a movie that's translated called Boogie. It was from Argentina, and it's a great freaking story. And you know, you could find the movie. I think it was on Netflix. And it's dubbed. So check it.
What's the name of it, Sim?
Boogie. Boogie.
We'll look for that.
And it's like imagine like a more of a cartoony type of thing, like Fritz the Cat type of thing, mixed with Sin City. So like it's more like
nice.
You know, you have a greedy Killman, right? And the world around it is goofy and loony, and it's fun.
I like Fritz the Cat. So
yeah.
Cool.
Splendover says I want to do Cyborg USA in Spanish. Rosetta Ellen says I would do a Lakota version if I get my native stories done, since the story is of that culture. Play to your strengths. Very, very true.
And another thing I'd like to bring up that when we did discuss this with the CJ Latino guys was I suggested that, you know, I know that physical books, right, can get problematic when you go trying to have different versions, right? But it wouldn't be that much of a problem for CG to offer their freaking book in French, Spanish, and other languages digital.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because your English
book you want to translate it
anymore to print.
And you could even offer a digital with the physical book, and you let them choose. Do you want the French, the English, or the Spanish version? Or, you know.
It's not a bad idea for international backers. My only concern with that is the piracy part of it. But, I mean, it's something that I think even myself should be open to because I definitely want to reach out to the international audience. It's just that I'm a fan of hard copies myself, like physical media. To me, like we're seeing right now in the entertainment world, digital media is being erased, is being tampered with, edited, erased. You can't do that with a physical copy. So I'm still like just drawn to physical copies myself, and I think I like the intimacy of holding up.
Maybe not, but they said the same thing about newspaper, and now the people don't even remember what a newspaper is.
Yeah. It's a thing you wipe your ass with.
Yeah, but the point is, I hate digital. Okay, I backed some project digital. Like I had those 100 books from freaking Alterna, all the number ones there, and this and that. Didn't even fucking read one. I just can't get myself to read them. Right? I just get bored. I like them physical, but you cannot you cannot deny or ignore that there's a percentage, and a big enough percentage, even if it's just 10 or 20%, that love digital, that prefer a digital, or want digital with their books
So let me ask you a
because of
question.
traveling. So
you think I
and the
should?
reason-
I'm sorry. Go ahead, I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
didn't mean to cut you off.
and one of the reasons why I not really changed my mind is that I kind of like went deeper into it, because before I used to be more resistant to it. But dude, with your phone now, you can scan the comic book, an entire novel, within 15 minutes. They even sell it too. They even crowdfunded it on Indiegogo. A little lamp. Remember those little
Yeah,
lamps
the little lamp thing.
that you used to put on your novel? Now they scan flat and prepare a full PDF ready to sell to send to people. So now you can digitalize any book. So you might as well be the one making money off of it.
So you think I should do like a digital tier for international
Yeah.
backers?
Just take off me the way I see it is offer the digital the same price of the book minus the printing. So take off $5.
Okay, I think I'll consider that. Absolutely.
The main thing is that you're in the business of making money.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
you're making money in the business. So work around that in a marketing standpoint. Sim is correct. Also, as the last man is correct, you want to have a physical, but then at least offer to the people who just say, hey, it's great. While I'm waiting for it, I want to be at my job, my lunch break, and I just want to maybe go through 2 pages, and then get ready when I come home. So that would have been, a good way to say, hey, I got a digital backer that really wants to read my book, as well as I got my physical backer as well. So
yeah, I don't.
There you
It's
go.
nothing out of your pocket to include a digital copy with every physical copy. A conversation I had with Mike Murphy about Deepwell is, it was basically the same discussion here, about whether or not you should offer digital, and I was said, why not, to kind of to get people to buy the physical copy. First and foremost, don't offer a digital tier until you're funded. Then once you get funded, throw up a digital tier for all the people who are like, they don't want to, like you said, you're international, that don't want to spend all that extra money on shipping, or people who maybe just don't want, because like Sim said, there are people out there that don't really care if it's digital or physical. They'd rather just have a digital because it's slightly cheaper. But if you wait till after you get funded, at least people are buying the book because they want the book. You get the little bit of extra backer money, and then offer the digital tier after you're fully funded. Like I said, it costs you nothing. You're not out anything. You've already got the book funded. It's already ready to go. And then anybody else who wants to give you extra money, boom, there's a physical or a digital copy for them.
That's smart.
My way of approaching it was the idea that if you sell your book $25, you sell your digital $20, right? Your digital comes with the physical book. Oh, I pay $20 for the digital, or I pay $25 and I get both.
Yeah, that too.
So it's an incentive of them getting in the physical. And the second thing that I did is the digital copies is the last thing I send.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good point. Yeah,
it's not the first one; it's the last one.
It's the last thing that you sent. However, I will say, throwing a wrench in this thing,
please,
is you do also have to make sure that you know your audience, because unfortunately, if you know that people are clamoring for the physical book and people are sort of wishy-washy, yeah, they'll get it, but then it's like, now it's taking up space on my phone or my iPad, whatever. You have to also know your audience. Not do it as a tier separately. That I agree with. Because when you look at some campaigns and they have just a digital tier, like you'll see only maybe 2 claim or 6 claim, and you're like, well, what happened to all these? What happened to all these digital people that were out there?
I had 36, by the way.
Correct. There's always an exception. Always an exception, but you're one of the so many that don't, right? So you have to just know your audience. And then when you put it in that perspective of having a digital along with the physical and then sending that out at a later point, that makes a little bit more sense, and not just having it as, because you're right. Some people, they care less. They're like, oh great, I got the digital before I get the physical book. When the physical book actually comes in their hand, they're like, well, I've already read it. So I'm gonna flip. And then they don't do anything with it. You know what I mean?
The other factor is the fact that I'm international.
Yeah, so all of your books are international shipping.
So for some people, grabbing that, like, you might have more sales if you had it, but international already. That's what I'm saying. It's like, do you spit on those cells? I
Right,
don't
but
think
that's
you
what I say.
should.
You got to know your audience.
Yeah.
So if you know that people, if you are international and you're always going to be spending international, you yourself as the promoter have to know your audience. People who don't know their audience, they can't, you know,
Mhm.
they're going to be in a flux, I
And
should
you know,
say.
my point is also like I agree with you 100%. You need to know, like, market wise, you know, business wise, you need to know your clientele, but in no way you cannot forget the other ones that you don't know, that the ones that you want to get.
And that's correct.
So that's
Also-
why I say, like, even though I hate digital, if it was just, you know, the selfish little me going, I just want a physical book. But market wise, business wise, when you think about it, you study it. No, it's wise because it takes literally 10 minutes to digitalize your book. It just takes somebody that likes it enough to scan it, and it's done. So you might as well make that extra money.
Now, in your chat right here, you got that Star Trek guy. He says people who like digital like it free. Now, there's definitely something to that, but here's something, and this is just my personal experience. There are things that I buy digitally that I look at all the time, and there are things that I get for free digitally that I never look at. And I think what that has to do with is it has to do with perceived value.
Yeah.
You didn't pay for it, so you don't look at it. Like, I could get free comics all day long, but I would never look at them. So it has to do with perceived value. Like, if you actually pay for something, then you feel like it's something worthwhile to look at.
I don't know. I like free
It's like
comic
my
book
brood
day.
ass. It's like my
I like
brood
free
ass.
comic book day.
It's like my copy. It's
I'm sorry,
like
Sam, go
brood
ahead.
ass. Like, I backed this book over almost 2 years ago now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he sent the digital. I didn't look at it. I'm not looking. I'm waiting for my goddamn book.
That's a good point because, like, with web comics, I have a hard time getting into web comics because psychologically, it's like, and this is not meant to disrespect people that do web comics, but it's like perceived value. If it's on a web page, if you're doing it specifically for the internet, it loses value. And I feel like, I mean, it's one of many thousands of web comics out there. So why am I taking time to read this one over the other ones? What is my hook to reading it?
But that could be said for anything, because when you go to free, or when you can go to free comic book day, if you went to your local LCS, they've got like 30 quote unquote free comics that you wouldn't normally maybe not read, but yet it really have no value to it except for maybe the name or maybe the branding that it was a DC free comic or it was an Image free comic. You know what I mean?
Number one,
there was no brand to that.
You just raised a good point that I've been meaning to talk to people. Like, that's something I do here. Free comic book day. I got books that I got stuff going out to people. If it's not a special print, it was one of the old books, right? Like, maybe it's something that we should think.
Don't see the man behind the curtain.
As a CG or a group, getting some books and doing that free comic book day. Like, we didn't have a free comic book day. I gave away free digital on my Discord and on Twitter.
But let me say this though: like, if it's a number one, it's a physical copy. And it does really well, and it produces an actual like long-term IP, that number one has value, as opposed to a solely digital copy, which has no value. So there is an advantage to a physical because it does have the opportunity to gain value in time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I do think about that. That's why, like, in my campaign, like, like the coloring book, the color activity book is only going to be offered in this campaign. So, like, if you have that coloring book, which will be referenced in future stories, by the way. So if you have that coloring book, it's going to gain value, especially if I produce more stories down the road. That's going to be a collector's item. So, like, if it was just digital, that can be passed down through time. And yeah, people have scanners. I get that. But if you have a physical copy that's not going to be printed ever again, that's going to have value.
Yeah. Like my variant cover that's only
now someone that Star Trek guy again said something giving stuff away free ends up getting sold. Now that's actually why I was like diving back here into the shelf behind me. This is something that I read online for free. It's called Freak Angels.
Yeah.
It's a Warren Ellis book, and I read it online for free. I thought it was awesome, and I went and bought the hardbounds of it when it actually came out. These actually didn't come out until actually it was done online, and it's one of those things that I read I thought was really cool, and I ended up buying the books because of it. If I'd have just seen it, I would have never actually bought it just because I didn't think the art was too good. But actually, after reading it for free online, I went out and bought all the hardcovers. It was a fantastic story.
Yeah, it's a good point that Star Trek guy makes, because I've done promotions for a lot of companies, a lot of Fortune 500 companies, and the first thing that they do is when they marketed stuff, let's say for Doritos, you're giving away free bags of their new chip. You know, you're just giving them away at these conventions or giving them away somewhere else. Someone likes it, they turn around, they see it in the store, and they're like, yeah, because that's what they're hoping for.
That's that whole.
They're hoping for the free will give them sales in the end, and then that's what it. Because then people go, well, where can I find these chips? Where can I find?
That's
this?
that drug thing though, getting your first taste for free,
Well,
and then
of
they
course.
make you come back.
But that's the business. But that's the business.
And
That's just the business side.
And let's not forget the first big hits of comic crowdfunding on Kickstarter before was all they were all webcomics before.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
big
well,
ones, like
yeah.
the big success of indie comics on crowdfunding used to be indie comics before. Web comics before. So it was kind of like a free platform. Then you want the physical book when you like it.
Don't get me wrong.
Exactly.
Group of looking for a group or something like that.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there's no benefit to digital, promotion and all that stuff. I don't want to indicate that that's not a thing. There's concerns about it, which I have raised, and when I talk about physical, it's more preference, and also again, it's hard to manipulate physical versus digital. But I don't want to undersell the benefits of a digital, and it's absolutely right. When you give some things away for free, it can lead to sales. It depends on what you give away, though. But I do agree with that sentiment. That's why I offer the coloring book for free for the campaign for the backers, because it's an incentive for backing. You get more for your buck.
And that's valid. And that's totally valid, of course.
Yeah. I think the more eyes that get on your product, especially at our young age, of our books, is probably a good thing. The more eyes that you can get on it, the better.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're opening doors.
That Star Trek guy kind of brings up an interesting point too. With music, you can have the MP3s for sale one place and free another place, and some people will still buy it. Could work.
That Star Trek guy's got some Star Trek wisdom.
Yeah, but
I like it.
It's a known fact. Fans, like actual collectors, fans, yes, they could try it with a digital and stuff like that, but in the end, they want the physical. The thing is, there's so many goddamn projects right now, right? That nobody has enough money to back all of them.
Yep.
That's why I bring back the chips. There's so many chips out there. I ain't got enough money to be trying your chips, so you do the ones you like.
Yeah. Also, talking about music,
sometimes you'll grab the digital just to take a gander at it, and you're like, oh, next time I'll be in.
Yeah, I'm going back to the music thing. At the time that the music industry was at its heyday, like its highest point, was when Napster was at its highest point.
Yep.
Same thing. Like people were downloading tons of things, but they were being introduced to new things, which made them go out and actually buy it. And also, I would say probably the music at the time was maybe a little better than it is right now.
I mean, because you can't do always a good quality pirate bay.
That's a fact.
You just can't. You can't always. Sometimes you do, but you actually have to go out and get it, or wait, or get that subscription. Be like, oh, okay, Netflix, I got you. I want to see this without commercials.
So I'm gonna this is playing devil's advocate a little bit, but what if your digital release was of slightly less quality? I know some guys that do their digital releases that shit, you could blow that up on your big screen and it looks fantastic. You see every little detail. What if you cut down that resolution a little bit?
I did.
Did you?
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do with a digital comic. You're supposed to make it about the size of the actual comic in your hand.
Okay. Well, I know that there's a lot of creators that don't do that. I mean, most digital copies that I've received from like Marvel and DC, that shit, I can zoom the fuck in on that and
that's where it's dangerous right there, because somebody could crack that PDF and get it printed.
Yep.
See, okay, now that's a good remedy. So that's a good point to bring out there, that bringing down the resolution so it's not as sharp would actually help increase the value of the actual physical copy. So that's actually a good point, and that's something that gets me more leaning towards, okay, I'll try this digital thing out. So yeah, that
so
makes sense.
Right now, I think we reduced it at 125 DPI compared to 625 that were my original pages, and instead of being by 11 by 17, I think they're like regular comic book size.
Okay.
Uh,
So I
So
think
when I
that
draw
would
it,
be a much better remedy, for kind of curving the pirates out there. And let's be honest, I think most of the people within CG that we're really marketing these books to aren't going to pirate your shit.
and for people that don't know what 11 by 17, what 11 by 17 at 625 DPI is, it's like a billboard.
We
Yeah,
don't know.
that
It's
is
the size of a
huge.
billboard.
Yeah, that's why Sim's got so much fucking detail in his books and shit, because I mean, yeah.
I draw them used and shrinking down.
And that's crazy. I mean, I do mine at 11 by 17 at 400 DPI, which I think is insane. I mean, it's ridiculous because at 100%,
Sim's always got to go a step further.
Then you wonder why my wrist is hurting.
Yeah.
Simmer down. Simmer down.
I like that.
I am.
I think that should be your next T-shirt, Sim.
Like I
Simmer
stopped.
down.
I stopped for 3 days. I stopped for 3 days. I should not have tried yesterday.
And yes, you can buy that at our web store, on our digital web store. To get your
down.
physical T-shirt.
There you go. There you go.
This has been a great chat, guys. This has been a really good conversation because these are things that people aren't talking about. I mean, out per se, at least that I know of. That and taxes. I put an article up about taxes for the community, saying, "Hey, get your stuff together."
You're gonna kill the stream, man. You
I'm
don't
sorry.
talk about taxes. That's like boring.
It's one of the things that I kept telling people. It's one, you need to register yourself in a little company as soon as you start making a bit more than 10 to 15K. When you start making like the 20K there, think of having a company name. 2, don't forget, people will put, hey, I made all the money of that thing, they'll count it as an income. No. There's expenses, there's this, there's that. Your income is what's left. Don't be stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's also a T-shirt too. It's
Don't be stupid.
No, it's I'm stupid. So I mean, but yes, but these are things that need to be addressed and need to be talked about, because you got a lot of people who are like, yeah, we're not, I got this, I got that, but it's like, yeah, but the tax man cometh wherever you are. I don't care international, wherever you are, they gonna come get you. They just gonna come get you.
Business wise, it can be the taxes can get be a trouble for like personal person when you pass that 25-30K. This is when it gets into a business realm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think they say expect half of it to be taxed that way or something like that.
No, it's a quarter, I think.
Quarter, okay, that's decent. Yeah, something like that.
Still, you definitely got to take that into consideration. I think.
Yep.
I think a lot of people, a lot of creators out there, if you really want to go this route of trying to make money through comic books, get yourself an LLC. Get yourself kind of insulated from a lot of monetary dangers that are out there.
Yeah. Me, I got my own little like company name there that I registered for self-employed, and now I'm into doing the one for Red Label Comics.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
It's smart, and it's something that I think a lot of people don't think of. They're just like, oh, I'm gonna make a comic and publish it. Well, no, that's all well and good, but
if you're in this for a long run, a long haul, right? You're not just here to do one book. You have multiple books. Well, it's freaking wise to start thinking about opening your company, putting yourself as an employee, giving yourself money, because it's stupid otherwise, because you'll kill yourself on taxes for you and your company.
Right.
Cool story, bro. Mm-hmm. Cool story. But yeah, but that is actually true, and that's exactly what people need to start thinking about.
Yep.
But a lot of people aren't in the long run or the long haul. It's
and move to states that are actually better for you on taxes. Don't live in states where they actually tax you higher just because you're a self-employed artist, comparative to like California would do comparative to all the rest of the country.
I've had 3 successful businesses, and I still do from coast to coast.
Well, the problem is because there's so many independent artists, they have higher tax brackets just for people who call themselves independent artists.
But the thing is about what I just said about being facetious about it, but having coast to coast, I know the laws on the states for the ones on the West Coast and East Coast, so I know how to make sure that my businesses stay afloat, because you can't think, oh, the laws are different here in whatever state I'm in, like in the Southeast, it doesn't apply to California. California's like, I don't care who you are. This is what you have to do. So it's nice to actually have your hands in a little bit of different pots all over, because that way you'll understand those business laws. That's why even when you're a lawyer, you have to take the bar exam in that state, in that region, and that this, because it's totally different for each one.
Yeah.
So it
Go to a
behooves
state
you,
where they have low taxes.
right? But it behooves
Or no
you not
taxes.
to know. Mm-hmm. And using words like behoove, you know I'm business.
That's one I don't hear very often.
But
So,
yeah, I mean,
Laz, I do have a complaint here about your campaign setup.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oops.
This one right here, your
Yeah.
$90 Street Champion package. You get the graphic novel, the manga, the Peter Gilmore variant cover, the Vic King variant cover. First off, you should have larger pictures of these variant covers on the main campaign page.
Yes, that is one thing that I will admit is my weak point, especially with the Indiegogo format. So yes, guilty as charged.
Number two.
But the Viking one's not completed yet, right? You're still waiting for that.
He's still working on it. Yeah, I think I mentioned that too. He's still working on it,
Yeah,
and I'll be
you said it
posting
yesterday.
updates on it in the page. So
Okay. Well, then number two,
Mhm.
this same package, the Street Champion package,
Yeah.
needs to be your featured tier.
okay, so how do I do that?
You make it your featured tier. It moves it
You
up
go-
to the very top.
You go to your perks.
Okay, I'm doing that right
and you
now.
go- And you're gonna see on top of the window it says select the featured perk, and
Let's
you
see.
select your one there.
Okay, select feature. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Boom. Selected. Wait, did I select it? Yeah, selected.
Save.
Save changes. All right,
he's like,
now
so
tell me if you guys see it now. I want you
Okay,
to hit-
refreshing.
refreshing. Another T-shirt.
Well, you're up to-
refreshing.
You're up to 785 first
Oh,
off.
$15 away from
Nice.
800. I'm only 15 away from 800. Look at that. Who wants to get me to 800 here?
It's not there yet.
It's not there yet. Let's give it a second here.
Yes.
I need to save and exit out too. It might help you.
Yeah, the Indiegogo platform is not the best when it comes to putting things in, but you persevere. But yes, if you just save that, maybe
save it
get
again.
out of it.
Hit reload again. I think it's set up because it looks like it's set up on my end now. Yes,
There you go.
Because it should say select. There you go.
There you
Feature
go.
tier.
There you go.
All these things are happening.
Yes.
On the
All right.
weekend. Go. I love it.
So now when people come to the page, the first thing they're going to see is this beautiful featured package that gives you everything that you want to get minus the hard cover.
Yes. Because the hardcover is going to be, no pun intended, a hard sell because some people don't prefer it. I like a hardcover, but I'm putting it there because there are people that do. So, and also considering I add the hardcover with the package, it's going to increase the shipping. So
And don't lie, you said it yesterday. You want that hardcover for yourself.
I
Hopefully
do.
You'll sell some. And dude,
I
that's
do.
one of the things that pissed me off yesterday. I gave him shit after the show. I'm like, dude, I'm pissed. He goes, why? Because I didn't think about that one. Like getting just one hardcover for me. I should have thought about it when I did the. Hey guys, can you print a hardcover just for me?
Please.
Like I'd be like, yeah, like I'd be willing to pay $60 for that book just to have one copy of my book hardcover.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Keto Silver says, dang it, we just went over the feature perk with Outlaw Nights yesterday, which I will have to say that Outlaw Nights completed funding yesterday. He is fully funded. That
Yes,
book
he is.
is being
Yes.
completed. It's made. God, that made me so happy to see. He has pushed that book so hard. You know, that was
So
his
hard.
second launch on that one too. And you know, he came back and he worked his ass off and he fucking got there.
Like me and Optimus said last night, if he would have listened to us and do those changes and those tweaks that he did, he would have been funded a month ago.
Well, sometimes, Sim, you got to learn the hard way.
I know.
Shout out to Verse Films because I'm their boss. They did his new video for him, and that helped him
yes.
as well. So I'm really excited for him there. But I'm excited to hear about everyone getting funded that you know is well deserved. They're doing the circuit round, and they're actually doing something that, you know, if they didn't do it the first time, the second time around, you know, and there's a lot of people who say, hey, it took me 3 times, you know, just to learn. And like you said, learning. It's always an experience.
Every
And,
failure
don't
is
be-
a chance to learn.
And don't be
Mhm.
afraid. Communicate. Reach out to people. We like to exchange. We do like to help. You
Yeah,
will meet
Exactly.
some
we do.
assholes, but hey,
We
it
love
happens.
seeing these campaigns succeed. And you know,
Yeah.
when you don't succeed, and you know, there's nothing wrong with asking for help. You know, there's no book, there's no crowdfunding 101 book out there. It just
Before-
doesn't exist.
Before there was more failures than successes.
Yeah, and now
we
I
have
think
more
we're seeing more
successes.
successes.
Most
Well, you know
books
what it
get
is?
funded.
You know what it is? Those failures become successes. Like I'm
Yeah.
a perfect example. The first time I launched this came back September, I was well below my goal. Now I'm almost doubling my goal, and that was this is within the first day. I'm doubling my goal that the first campaign did. Plus it was cut short, but here I am. So you know, a lot of those failures do become successes if they learn.
Yeah,
And I took a hard no.
I'm a good example for it too. Bloodhound was the second one.
Yep.
Mhm.
Bloodhunt took 2 tries.
Yeah, and we got funded in 2 weeks when we came in,
And
and
that's
then
awesome.
after that, it's been going up nonstop. And you know, there's problems like people. That's another thing that we need to bring up. If you come new here, be expecting every fucking problem. You could be anal about it, plan everything, go this, calculate everything, check all the goddamn corners. Something will fucking happen.
Speaking of which, I am $15
Send
away
it out.
from
That's just
800.
Murphy's. That's just Murphy's law. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Murphy's law.
Oh, we know Murphy
Yep.
and his law.
If
Yes.
if it can, it will.
Yep, we use that a lot in the restaurant business.
Yeah, I've watched RoboCop.
That's the only law I care about. Yes.
Come
We
on.
need that law back. That's what we need.
I couldn't help it.
That's awesome.
Yes, I do know what Murphy's law is.
I am $15 away from 800. Who's going to get me to 800 right now? Look at that. So close.
Murphy will do it.
There you go. Murphy, if you're watching, get me to 800. I'm only $15 away.
I'm out of backing books at least a week or two.
Yes.
It
Actually,
cost a lot of money lately.
Actually, the next book I'm backing is going to be Skits. I've seen a couple weeks to recoup, but I'm backing that too. So,
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
And
We
then
will
I'll
be
just-
going another 30 days. So yes, you got 30 days.
yes, absolutely. I got to get it. That's all. That's
Yeah,
all.
Skits is definitely next on my list. I've basically kind of planned it out for basically a book a week, just because I'm not very good at like, oh, I'm just going to buy the little tier. I always want that, like I said, featured perk, the big, you know, that I tend to spend close to $100 per campaign because I want all the goodies that come with it. You know, I want all the extras, and you know, if you got stickers or patches, buttons, like I want all that stupid shit. I can't help myself.
And I'd like to remind all the creators there, for people like me, I need to be sure, because that $25 book there cost me $67 Canadian.
Well, that's true too. Yeah, you.
So
definitely,
when I buy your
a
book,
lot
it's because
more.
I really want that physical book here. And you know, sometimes I need to wait a bit because you know, at $67 a pop, every goddamn book.
Is the rate that bad already still?
It's usually $25 plus 25 shipping most of the time, right? So that's 50, and the exchange rate becomes between 55 to 57. Wouldn't it go? You know,
Man.
Yeah, you got to think about that monopoly money exchange rate.
so you know, my 44 backing, it's technically worth 88 backing.
Well, welcome to the goodie room. Welcome to the goodie room is what we say.
You know, that's the difference between just being somebody here to make money and being passionate about comics. I'm also buying. Like, that's one of the things that some people forget. And you know, I won't mention names or anything, but big guys forget. Small creators also a big part of the backers.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
We're consumers. Look at Skits. Look at his fucking library. Look, you've seen my books.
We've backed over 40 campaigns. Over 40 campaigns so far.
There you go.
So.
I'm up to 95.
Whoa,
Nice.
Adam.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, Chris
I
is
back
almost at
books.
200. Chris is at 180, I think, 170, I think.
Damn.
Can you confirm, Chris, if you're still in the chat? But he's close to 200 campaigns.
So
Yeah, that's nuts.
So
you know, he gets he's the Sean the Sean Bean of CG. So he
I thought you
usually
were
gets
saying
those
Sean
high.
Penn.
Yeah, I almost made the mistake.
He's
But
the
dude,
bad boy.
he gets to die in the book tiers most of the goddamn time. So you know he's not going in cheap every goddamn book.
Yeah.
So I backed 13, but that's because I went through a period where I wasn't backing. But I backed like I think 10 in the last 2 or 3 months. So I'm going up there. So
Nice.
Good.
Yeah, and I was unemployed for a while there, and I wasn't backing anything, and I'm still at 95 because like I said, it's like you just can't do it. Got to pay bills, got to buy groceries, and that kind of shit. And I mean, let's be honest, that comes before comic books.
Yep. I had to miss a whole bunch of freaking campaign before because Skip probably don't know yet, but a while back, like I got hit. Like when I launched my campaign, and it was being successful, I got hit and I lost all my contracts. Like there's people that reached out to people through LinkedIn and Facebook, and that was a rough part.
No, we didn't know that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sim got hit by the antis hard.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely fucked up with his business.
I'm just not the type to go on web and
bitch about it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I really thought you said you got physically hit. That's where my mind was as a girl. I was like, oh, I didn't know you got hit, baby. I'm so sorry.
No. If somebody hits me, I hit back.
He took one right to the chin.
Yeah.
You could actually ask Antifa guys that came to a Comic-Con and trying to fucking bully me.
I'm a nurturer. So I was like, oh, bless your heart. I'm like, you got hit. Like, not like, oh, digital hits. I get you.
No. They send emails directly to clients.
Oh.
Yeah.
They lost jobs.
Yeah. And
be nice, people.
When you get close to almost losing everything because of this shit, you reassess your thing, and be rebuilt, and here I am.
Be a nice human. I'm done. The
Yeah.
show's over. Just be a nice human.
Actually, what?
Be the best human you can be.
We do have to wrap it up, and I think that is an awesome place to end it, is to just be an awesome human, everybody.
And go back the duck.
Be good to your brothers and sisters. Kino Subway does confirm he is at 184.
Wow.
Wendy B says she prefers to back more campaigns at the lower tiers. Yeah, you get more books, but like I said, I'm so bad about it because I want all the extra stuff.
You want the goodies.
You want that straight jacket. Yeah. You want that straight jacket. I know you do.
I do, but I don't know if my marriage could handle that much of one campaign.
I'm getting
a marriage, a straight jacket.
I'm getting a Lost Pages signed by Bisley.
Oh, there you go.
I had to go with the Bisley signature on that one. That was just too hard to pass up.
Good job.
But yeah, everybody, thank you, everybody in the chat for joining us this morning. Make sure you go back Street Champion Road Warrior Drake, or at least put it on your to-do list, to-buy list. Same with the Skits comic, if you haven't backed that already. As we said, it crossed 10K right here this morning. We are so happy to see that. Wow, Wendy B says she's at 135. Damn. So yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Wendy's great. She's one of my first backers on Blood Hunt, and yeah, she's great. She's been really supportive.
Thanks,
That's
Wendy.
awesome. We definitely need more consumers like Wendy and like Kino Subway, Chris Evans, who are just out there just supporting the hell out of these creators, these first time creators that it is their dream to make a comic book, and that's what they're here for, to make comics, to please the consumer, to make everybody happy, including themselves. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's you guys really like the CG Next or CG Phase 3, whatever the fuck we want to call it, the new creators, the first timers, the unknowns. These are the people that I love. These are the people that I want to see succeed. We all know that like the Dan Fragas are going to succeed because they've been around for a while. They've got their audience established. You know what you're going to get. But I want to take the chance on the unknown person on their first book, because in 20 years, when that unknown person is somebody, that book's going to be worth an awful lot.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd just like to bring up one point. Wendy, she reminded me of it, because when she came in like a week late, and she was like, "I hope I didn't miss the special perk for the mailing list." Blood Hunt had a bookmark that you would get for free if you were in on the first 2 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't get the email because I didn't know that they wouldn't send it. We all learned that through there. That now we have to.
Oh yeah, the emails aren't automatic. You have to do it yourself.
So what I did is she came in. She goes, "Did I miss it?" I'm like, "Nah, sweetie, you got it." So the thing is that I decided when I ordered my everything is to be fair, since it was a bit of a screw up. You know, we didn't know how Indiegogo worked on that and stuff like that. It was a new thing. So I'm giving the bookmark to every backer. Every backer is getting the big bookmark, the double-sided bookmark.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
That's good
awesome.
shit. Yeah, man. Making the customers happy. That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
I feel like some people have lost sight of that, but that is what it's really all about. That's why CG exists in the first place, is because
Okay,
there
but-
was unhappy customers and the big two didn't really give two flying fucks about it. They were like, "Oh, well, take your business elsewhere." Well, we
This is
created
why-
our own business.
This is why everybody's getting a sketch card, and I'm not doing that again for the sake of my goddamn wrist.
Simmer down. I told you, simmer down.
Stop drawing. No, I'm just
Dude,
kidding.
it's like 186 sketch cards to do. I still have like 50, 60 to do now.
Damn.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adam, so much for being on your show. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
No,
thank you.
I appreciate
Thank
you
you.
guys, of course,
It's the
coming
best
and
one.
hanging out and talking with us. It is the best show on Saturday
Yeah.
mornings. We don't
The
just
best.
say that; it is fucking true.
The best morning weekend show.
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
But hail all you guys. Hail to the chat. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and I hope y'all come back for next weekend, because we're going to do it all over again with some more creators and hopefully elevate some more books to the next level.
Excellent.
Sweet.
Thanks, guys.
All right, everybody. Have a great one.
Later.
Bye.